science teacher, I don't have a good teacher. But today, anybody from the comfort of their house can stay there and then learn online. So people now usually leverage learning platforms both on YouTube and other sites there, Coursera, Udemy. So that's how. Alright, so I have a loud voice. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Right. Alright, so I was saying now you can have that students from the comfort of their bedroom can leverage on tech to improve their results. That's one. Number two, I am somebody that believes in entrepreneurship. So I believe that school these days is not just there for you to learn. Alright? Going to school just for you to learn academics, to me I feel is a waste of time. And the reason being that whatever thing you can learn in school, you can still learn outside school. So while you're in school, you also learn to leverage on, okay, so you're in school then not just to learn your subjects, but to learn some other things there. Learn how to run a business, learn how to do politics there, and I'll tell you how tech can help you do that. I'll use myself for an example. So when I was in school there, I started a business, right? And my business was just to teach people there. So I was running it as a single person there, and when I was there, every semester, at the end of the semester, I was teaching about 300, 400 students per semester. I was still a student, back in my third year in school. At that point, I was making, let's say, plus minus, can I go figures? Sure. Alright, so at that point, I was making plus minus, let's say, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 per semester as a student tutor, right? So I had to now go into partnership. I think the first speaker today was about having partnership. So I now went into partnership. I called 4 or 5 other persons. I said, okay, join me, let's do this business together. And I also leverage tech. I'm also a digital marketer. So using my collaboration with other persons and my digital marketing skill, I started going online and then inviting persons there. From that 400, 500K, we started hitting 1.2 million naira per semester. And this was like in my third year, in my fourth year in school, back in 2017, 2018. So I think you can leverage on tech, number one, to improve results, number two, to build a brand. Thank you.
Leverage on tech to build brands. All right, let's go back to Mr. Bente. That is professional. So we want to know how do you get started? First of all, you tell us are there opportunities in blogging? If there are, how do you get started in blogging? As young people, of course.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay. I'd like to say there are many opportunities in blogging. As far as I know, everyone can blog. As far as you can read and write, as far as you can follow instructions, everyone can blog. And why do I say everyone can blog? Because it is not how they call that science. It's not rocket science. It's something that was follow the laid down principles, because there are principles to everything. So once you follow the laid down principles, and these are principles I learned for about a decade now that I've been blogging. So if you follow these principles, blogging is a high income scheme, but it's not a quick rich scheme. It's not something you start today and you want to blow tomorrow. Every big thing starts little. So you need patience in blogging, you need to learn the rules, and I would say don't ever say because this person is making it and then you think you enter immediately you make it. There is always principles to follow and everyone can blog. How to get started in blogging? Firstly, to get started in blogging, you need to learn. Because most of the people that want to blog, the end product of them wanting to blog is to earn. So you cannot forget the aspects of learning. They say after you've learned, you remove the L. The L is for learning. After you've learned, you remove the L and then you earn. But in blogging, you keep learning. You keep moving every day. You keep adding to your knowledge because the blogging ecosystem, I started blogging in 2015. Since then, we've seen niches that were profitable, stop being profitable. We've seen methods that the normal way we say that have been casted. So other methods are coming out, so you need to keep learning. So the number one thing to do to blog is to learn blogging. And not just, I believe you could find resources online on YouTube, but there is nothing better than having somebody to ask a question. Once you watch the videos, you must have questions to ask. And sometimes those questions cannot be answered on
Where do you
YouTube or
connect it
Facebook.
to?
So you need somebody that can hold you by the hands to teach you exactly what you need. So first thing is to learn.
Put
Second thing
battery
is to
on
be consistent.
on the Zoom
I know some
recorder.
people
That's the only
they
way we
started
can
blogging
solve
and
that
along the
problem.
line maybe there was
Put battery on the Zoom
change
recorder
that
and
income was not
connect
coming
the
the way
DJ
it
item.
was coming and they fell off. But the people that has
Put
remained
battery on
consistent in
the
blogging
Zoom
has
recorder
actually
to
made a
come
fortune
on.
out of blogging. So first thing is to learn, second thing is to be consistent.
Learn consistent. Learn consistent.
Learn and be consistent in learning.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Do you have a platform that you can learn or learn from, or do you organize trainings to teach people on how to blog?
Yes.
People that want to learn.
Yes, in fact, our first class of the blogging training ended yesterday. We graduated the first set of people, though it was, we have a classroom of, we have a small classroom of 5. It's a physical class actually, because I've looked at. Okay. Okay, we have an office in Woji where we have a small classroom of 5. So we just graduated the first set of blogging students yesterday, and we are starting the second class on April 9th. So it's a class that runs for 6 weeks, and within that 6 weeks, you get to learn how to build your blog from scratch. Why I always mention build from scratch. Somebody, he didn't have the time to learn blogging, so he had somebody set up his blog for him. So what he was doing was just to run ads to the blog. The moment there was an issue on that blog, that was how he stopped blogging, because he didn't have access to the person that set up the blog, and he couldn't sort out that issue. So you need to learn how to set up a blog from scratch. And then you also learn content writing. You learn different ways of driving traffic to your blog. Every blog is useless without traffic. It's just like, let's take for instance, Next Cash and Carry. With everything inside Next Cash and Carry, but there's nobody coming in to buy. It's just that the goods will be there and expire. So we'll teach you the different ways of getting traffic to your blog, the search engine optimization, the Facebook ads, the different ads, not just Facebook, there are other places you can run ads to. And then you will learn, I mentioned content writing, I mentioned search engine optimization, then Facebook ads, and other ad strategies, and just basically from beginning to mastery. That's what we teach.
All of this is a period of
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
And after the 6 weeks, you still have a 1-year access. Like I said, some things we started with, I've blogged in 5 niches since I started blogging. Some things we started with stopped working along the line. So if that situation happens, you still have a 1-year chance, a 1-year access to get updates. In fact, if there is any question you have within that 1 year, you can still come and we'll find time to fix the class and we'll still take you on that.
All right, interesting. So before we ask you how much we can aim after these 3 weeks or 3 months, let's move to Mr. Somkene. All right, we learned you are a tech co-founder, right? And over the past 3 years, I've learned that being a founder or co-founder comes with lots of responsibilities. So, would you tell us what are the challenges founders and co-founders, especially in tech, face here in Port Harcourt? Because most of us here, we want to become founders of different products, different companies. So, what are the challenges you think our founders face?
Okay, thank you so much. So, one of the problem that founders face is having no sufficient knowledge, first of all, because most persons want to solve, before you can solve a problem, you need to have an experience in that domain. That really will help you. Because some persons think that the first thing is funding. No. If you have a very proper grounded understanding of the problem you are solving, it gives you an edge. Okay, so that's number one. And then number two is sometimes the solution that you are solving might have a problem with users' adoption. But let's say, for example, you are building a fantastic idea, but you already are going far. Okay, let me take example of virtual reality. So if you founded something in that space and you are trying to help parents or schools to know how they can leverage on this to teach better, the first problem we have is user adoption. They may not think that this business is still going far. Trying to get people to, like when I started Good Ambassadors, we literally was doing free thing, and parents were not looking at our direction. But currently, most persons, because coding is actually one of the biggest buzzwords that we are hearing, and some parents, because they have seen things, lights that we have been saying since, they now say, I want my child to learn coding. So if you're able to keep on pushing, definitely consistency is the thing. And I usually advise people, don't solve problem if you want to confound. Like, a product idea that when they fly my head, I'll say no. I'll ask myself, can you do this thing in the next 10 years?
If the answer is no, you can't be committed, because most persons just want to just hit and maybe raise funds, and before you know it, they have gone. So if you want to build one of our other issue is that most times people that build that found something in area that they are not they don't have passion for, and it's not something that they are passionate about. Like, we did a whole lot of stuffs before we break even, okay, and all that. So you also ask yourself, that's also one of the problems, because sometimes you can decide to start solving that particular problem. You founded something and you move it. Things are not coming. I recently bumped into Ian Luwat's post. And he made mention of some issues that maybe some person never knew about Flutterwave. Okay, some person never knew about Andela. Okay, how they struggled, even some issues they had with Move. Okay, and because they knew what they are solving and they were consistent, they were able to pull through. So if, first of all, that particular thing you are doing, can you be committed? Can you be consistent? Are you disciplined enough to do it even if nobody is actually looking your direction? And one thing I've seen is that once you stay there, with time, if what you are giving is value, nations will come for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Put your hands together for him. I wanted to ask one more question before we pass the mic. In Code Ambassador, we learned that you service the teen and kid market. So how do you advise these younger people, to go into tech, knowing that they are not too exposed? Most of the terms you use are way beyond, above their level. So how do you encourage them to go into tech?
Okay, are you asking how we encourage children?
How do you encourage? So for those of them who are here,
like
and
kids.
Kids who are here.
Okay, one impression I want to correct is that the most person that use technology are the kids. There are features in your phone you don't know what they do. 127, they have opened it. You have seen kids of 1 year, 2 years, they do things in your phone and you are amazed. It's as if as they give birth to them now, one of the first things that they ask is, oh Lord, send me where there is constant data. That's it. They use like, I don't know whether it's inborn, I don't know. So what we do is not just to encourage them to come into tech. They already are consumers of tech. So what we do is to tell them, okay, you have understood tech. You just mentioned apps. You see a child that is 6 years knows a game called On Duty. I saw your post last time, and you see some of them, they are using apps that you don't know. Okay, so what we encourage them is, okay, hey guys, you can actually, you may not make more, okay, by consuming these technologies, okay, by consuming these things. You can actually be more, you can gain better if you can start building. So if I want, for example, to excite a kid to learn tech, I'll just say, do you want to build stuff like Instagram or TikTok? He say, yes. And I've tried as much as possible. Like, we have trained kids in South Africa, we have trained kids in UK, in US, couple of them. We have also trained kids here in Port Harcourt and outside the States. Now, what we have noticed is that you think that they can't learn Python. Like one of the girls that will be coming up here, one of our students, she writes in Python. We have 7 years old that writes in Python. In fact, she will even be the one telling you to, engaging you on solidity and stuff like that. So the issue is not trying to break this thing down. They already understand it. The issue is for them to pay attention and push it through. Thank you. I don't know.
All right, thank you so much. Please put your hands together for him. Okay, Mr. Tuka, let's hear from you. We learned that you're in the educational sector, and you're building EdTech. So I would want to know, what are the challenges you face in launching products in the educational sector? Because we believe that it's a very unique sector. So how do you, what are the challenges you face trying to launch an EdTech here in Nigeria?
Okay, thank you. So I'm a co-founder of Ectify, and primarily it is a system that helps educators to conduct online learning and administer exams online. So, but we evolved, to answer your question, we evolved from the basic things you could do in school. And sometime at some point, you see that, okay, this particular market is either too saturated or you could do it better. So the challenges are always there. Number one, because it is saturated. Number two, the market you're trying to serve, educationists, they feel they know too much, even when they do not know as much as they feel they know, particularly in the light of trying to apply technology to automate their processes. So for instance, because I am a lecturer that during COVID, I could use Zoom to teach, I feel that online learning ends with that. And I do not know that by extension, I can have more like a virtual store where the rest of my works that may be useful to a particular demography of my students could be there, and they have easy access to beyond what ResearchGate and Google Scholars give to me. So sometimes, even the educationists, to some extent, I feel they are not opened up to accepting new things, but now they are forced to, all thanks to COVID, because that, first of all, pulled them out of that shell. When, in our early days in the university, when we were just, Professor Fakai particularly was trying to bring in some form of technology into education, we saw the resistance. This resistance were not coming from students who are not too educated. They were coming from the lecturers who are supposed to be too educated. So the what these people you're trying to serve feel they know is a problem, first of all. Then secondly, a lot of the persons, if you want to be able to serve a market, just like Mr. Somkene said, you should be able to have good understanding of that market. Not necessarily the technology to serve the market, but to know the pain point of the market. So you can't understand the need of that market from outside of it. So you need to come into the market and understand that this is the pain point, and from there you can solve it. So if I do not have understanding of how education works, particularly in Nigeria, because Nigerian education, of course, education is education anywhere, but somehow there are some dynamics with how we operate here to also stimulate adoption and all of that. So I need to, first of all, be like think like an educationist and know that, okay, this could be our pain point, and solve it from that point. So a lot of times we build solutions not from the point of the pain point of the education, but from the point of fantasy. I've just thought of something. It is a crazy idea in my head, but I'm not, on the other end, done certain level of market research to know that, okay, it will solve this problem to this extent, and this is how these persons will be relaxed solving it. And of course, money is a problem. Technology is expensive. If you're building something, it costs you so much money, particularly in this time, to keep ensuring that your infrastructure is up online, if you're using a cloud system and all of that. So those are problems. And of course, I imagine that most of us here are students, because I'm looking at our faces and we're looking very young. So while we may have a handful of graduates, some of us are students, and these are the best time. It helps you from the point of EdTech. It helps you to understand the system. You're knowing your challenges. You're knowing the challenges you're feeling as a student. And through your conversation with lecturers also, you know what could be a problem to them. So it helps you to be able to solve that. And now is the best time. Sometimes we say, okay, let me serve and come back. But I am sure that at least 3 persons seated on this panel began from the point of the university level. It helps you to understand the system better. And also, if you've been able to understand the system, it helps you to solve it. Thank you.
Fantastic. Put your hands together for him, please. All right, Mr. Peppo, you know we're already coming for you. So, very simple. You know, there are Rivers men and women, but staying outside of River State, right? So, what do you think are the challenges they face when trying to acquire a tech skill? So, they are from River State, but they are staying outside of River State. What do you think are the challenges they face?
Okay, so I wouldn't want to stereotype us by saying, looking at it from different locations, because if you're in Lagos, the only challenge that you have is yourself. But if you are bringing it down to the Niger Delta and some remote locations within the Niger Delta, I think one of the challenges that we have is information, or rather the assimilation of information. Not many people understand what comes out on the internet, right? So when they see things, maybe ads about training programs or whatever, they don't really know the benefits. They don't really understand how it really functions. And so because they don't understand it, they're not really interested. I'm going to use Bonny Island for example, because that's like where I started what I did. The mindset, the average mindset of the average Bonny person who resides in Bonny Island is the multinationals that exist there. So we have Nigeria LNG, we have Shell, Chevron, and Mobil exist in that area. And they're like major employers of labor in that environment. So if you come from that vicinity, you're not thinking about any other thing apart from working for any of these multinational companies. And by the way, you're not even working as a full-time staff of that company. You're probably working as a contractor. In fact, sometimes a subcontractor to that company. And that means you're earning way less than what the staff actually earns. And so when you bring out these opportunities, if you don't really tell them the benefits of why they should get these skills, they don't see it as interesting. I'll give you another example. There was a teenager that joined our program, so we had provided training for him, and he learned and started getting very good in coding and developing websites. But it will shock you that the father wanted him to become a DJ, because the father is a DJ and feels that his son should take over from him. And when we had that conversation with the father and the child, it was more like, I don't understand this thing, you're carrying laptop around and doing this. What's that one? So, but if parents are even informed, it's a lot easier for you to get the kids or the teenager, just like what Somkene is doing, to also get them to buy into the tech movement, right? And that's just what we did. So basically, we started with informing our people about the benefits of gaining digital skills, of gaining tech skills, and then also letting them know that those companies that you want to work, you can work with them, but not with them. So that means you can provide services to them from a different point than having to work with them as even a subcontractor and suffering and all of that. So it's all about putting the information out there, getting people to understand the benefits of the digital skills, why they should get it, how it benefits them. Another challenge that people face outside maybe Port Harcourt, I would say outside Bonny, basically, is power. I mean, if you have 24 hours uninterrupted power supply, there is nothing that you cannot learn. If you have access to data, there is totally nothing that you cannot learn. And that's another advantage that we actually had in Bonny Island. 24 hours uninterrupted power supply. And the maximum thing that I used to do with it is social media. And that was a problem because we really need them to understand that you have a resource that most people don't have actually, and you need to use it for your benefit. And one of the most amazing things you can use it for is technology and getting digital skills. And over the time, as we started the campaign, we started the conversation, we saw a lot more young people getting interested, parents getting interested, kids getting interested in gaining digital skills. And of course, now there's a buzz for digital literacy and the interest is actually growing. So that's just what people that are not within Port Harcourt as a whole can actually do to get digital skills.
All right, thank you so much. Put your hands together for him, please. Okay, at this point, we've heard from them interesting opinion, beautiful ideas, and we'll open the floor for questions. We're going to take questions from the audience, and at this point, I'll be handing over to our official MC. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Paul. Still stand. Don't go anywhere now. Now you go still take your questions. Why they fear? Okay. All right. So just before we take questions from the audience, we want to have Akara Boy NG, of course, the CEO of Akara Boy NG, talking about Prince Francis. Put your hands together for Mr. Prince Francis. For 3 minutes, he's going to talk to us about Akara Boy NG, and of course, he would be giving out some packs of Akara, and that's basically going to be going to those that would be asking or responding to questions at this panel session. All right, so if don't answer any question, don't ask any question or don't answer any question, and no come after me when I no pick you, if I no pick you, because I see one from here, one from here, one from here, one from here, and then another one from here. So because I go chop Akara Park now, normally.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, my name is Prince Francis, also known as Akara Boy. And I'm here today as a product of tech. My brand is a product of tech. Yes, a lot of people think tech is just a direct thing. UI, UX, straight point, every other thing straight point. But I learned graphic design and photography that was before I got into the university. And for 2 years of building my brand, I had done all my graphic designs. I edited all the pictures that were taken from our regular breakfast hangouts. So this is to tell you that tech can be used not as that particular house that you place it, but also as a product for your businesses to grow. Yes, you can use your tech for your food business, you can use your tech for anything that you're doing as long as it is something that has to do with the media space. Tech is very important. So we're here today as a brand to support this event by giving out our packs of, our mini pack of chicken akara. Yes, it's a product, one of our products. Yes, we are a food brand, a fat-rising food brand from the city of Port Harcourt here abroad. And what we've done is to revolutionize the local akara that you know, to give it, just like you woke up one morning and saw milky donuts. There was donuts. And the idea is just to make it milky. So we thought of, there is akara, the idea is just to make it. For the few persons that will be tasting, please drop your review for us and tag Akara Boy NG. And I'm not just here alone, I'm here with my boss, my partner in the business. I am proud to have a business that has a partner. Yes, thank you so much, Tech Up Port Harcourt.
Thank you so much, Akara Boy. And right now we're going to give room for questions. If you have a question from the first row.
Okay, so I have...
Let's start from the first row. Let's start from the first row.
the dot. A partner with Akarabo NG wants to ask a question. I spoil show, but no, I'll go repair them. I'll just pick five people here, finish. Chief, after if you collect the pack of this Akara, you come bribe me later because many people they look for them. No come for me. Why they stand? All right, that hand, the black man, I mean the bearded gang, yeah. Now you where they wear black. Okay, that's one from that row. Okay, I'll pick from the front row. You now in you, sir. You. That's two. Number three. No lady here. No. Interesting. Is there a lady here? PK, you won't collect Akara and lie. No ask any question.
Remember, you're asking a question.
Now, question. The question must make sense. If your question don't make sense, we will cancel her. Yes, now. We will cancel and go give to another person, make it answer question when it makes sense. A lady, please. A lady from here. So, which of the ladies should I pick now? Fine lady. Eh? Oh, that lady where they laugh, where? That lady, you, number three. Then I need somebody from behind there. Back, so that it will be like, say, people where they back to make them participate for this program. You, back. Thank you. Now you. Yeah, exactly. You will bring hand down, conquer and go up again. Now you, that's number 4, right? The last one, let me go ask the question. Thank you. God bless you, don't mention. All right, number 1, please come up quickly. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, come out.
Thank you. My name is Aneti Umo. I would like to ask, how were you able to penetrate the market with your product?
Okay, see this guy. He won't make you don't ask questions. Direct your questions to the panelists. So you don't get any question for them, Abi? Oh, yeah, go. But you go answer the question. No worry. But come. Answer the question. The next question should be directed to the panelists. If you don't get any question, tell me so that I will change you already. Thank you.
Okay, how we were able to penetrate into the market. First of all, like I said, I had my tech skills. You understand? Those were the things that I feel startups would have issues with. Having a tech skill that, okay, I want to create a graphic design and I don't have that skill. I'll need to go and pay somebody to do it for me. But up front, I had already learned it. You understand? So it was able for me to use my graphic skill to do what I need to do without paying money. Do you understand? Now, how we got into the social space was our consistency, putting it in your eyes. There is never a day that you will not see Akaraboy NG make a post. And there is never a day you will not see me make a post of my brand. I own my brand, and I was consistent, using just one tool, the social space. Now, every single day, people wake up to press their phones. In the morning hours, between 7 a.m. to 8 or 9 thereabouts, people press their phones. What do you do with that time? I sell my product. In the afternoon, where people are off, let me press my phone from work. I sell my product. In the evening, when everybody is in their house trying to respond to 1 or 2 chats, I sell my product. That is how I got into the market.
Thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, what's the name, please? Come forward. On behalf of Akaraboy NG, in partnership with Havoc's Tech Hub, we present to you this chicken-infused akara. Akara where go Harvard. You don't see them anywhere, no go see them anywhere, only Akaraboy NG they do them. So put your hands together for Akaraboy NG. Thank you. Make sure that as we chop the akara, drop a feedback, drop a very good review. If you don't drop them, I know you, I know your face. I'll come for you. Okay, question to the speakers, to the panelists. Very brief, so that the panelists will be able to answer very briefly too. Thank you.
All right. My name is Ebe Victor. Just like we say that social media is the voice of people, where you go, to have the power to condemn or to do whatever thing to people. And the same social media is full of scam. There are some posts going up. When you go there, when you click, you'll be defrauded or some things can happen to you. So in what way can we advertise our brand, making sure that people will have that very trust in our brand? Because just like me, I've been to social media, maybe in the quest of looking for something, then I see a post similar to that, then I'll click, before you know, to redirect me to another place. At the same time, I'll feel like, no. And I even feel afraid, why did I even go to that place? So how can we produce or make up a brand that will give people that very mind that when they click on it, they have that very, the fear is not there for them to access.
All right, thank you so much.
Why the noise, please?
Please stop the noise. If I understood you so well, how do we increase the originality of our brand while we are using the social space? So,
Okay, I recently signed up a real estate company to manage their social media, and I saw that the posts they had there before now, 90% of them were graphic designs. Anybody can make any graphic design. In fact, you don't even need Photoshop. Canva is there. You just make a beautiful graphic design. Anybody anywhere can do that. So what I advise them is put a face to it. Let there be a face. Let there be somebody they can hold. Somebody, and let it not just be picture. Let it be videos. The properties you have, go there, make videos and post. So that is one way to separate the chaff from the original thing. Let there be a face. Let there be videos. Don't bank on graphic designs.
Straightforward. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, stay back now. Why the wrong go? Abi might give you akara to person. You have another question? Why don't ask him before now? Don't worry. On behalf of Akrabo NG, in partnership with Havoc Tech Hub, we present this to you. Eat and be full. Make sure you follow Havoc Tech Hub and follow Akaraboy NG on all socials. Is that okay? Almost the last person. Okay. You know why they laugh?
Okay, hi, my name is Happiness, and my question goes to the panelists, but I think especially to someone who made a comment. I think this one, the one representing the education, right? So the information out there, I don't know, can we strike a balance, okay, for those who are actually in school and looking to build themselves, and those who are not actually in school looking to build themselves? We sent an information out there that we don't need to go to school to actually learn these things and build yourself, right? The information is out there. Technology has made it possible. Okay, that information is enough for me to say, I don't really need to go to school to learn this, right? But also, this certificate, isn't it also important? So can we strike the balance, please?
Thank you so very much, Happiness, for that beautiful question.
Okay, so what I said was that you don't really have to go to school and then direct all your focus on trying to learn. I didn't say you don't have to learn, no, but I'm saying you don't have to direct all your focus on just classroom learning, to be specific, right? You can go to school, of course, this is Nigeria, you need certification, should be told. So while you're pursuing your certificate too, make sure you try to create space to learn things outside the school. Most of the skills that are helping me now, I didn't learn them in school. I learned them outside school. So fine, chase your certificates there, but while you're chasing certifications, make sure you create that time to learn things outside school. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Please, Happiness, come forward. Come forward. Come for your Akara from Akraboy NG. On behalf of Havoc Tech Hub, Tech Hub Port Harcourt Season 4, in partnership with Akraboy NG, we present this to you. Eat and be fresh again. Yes. Keep glowing after eating this Harvard Standard Akara.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So my question is about, I think two of the people at the panel made mention of having a well-grounded knowledge in the market you're trying to penetrate before going into it. So my question is, how do you gather this knowledge Is it by surveys? Is it like, how do you get the information you require to know what you're actually going to sell in that market that you're trying to penetrate?
And I'm asking, why do you guys like murmuring when somebody's asking a question? So who's responding?
Okay.
40 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the things that you
One
do-
house, please. One house, please.
Okay.
If you know the question, if you know the answer to the question, would you mind indicating so we give you the microphone to answer? Thank you. Go on.
Okay. So one of the things you do when you have an idea is, first of all, validation. You need to validate the idea you have. Okay. And sometimes the validation you might need to do is to find who are you solving this problem for. So you can conduct interviews. Let's say, for example, you are solving the problem for market women. Okay. If you don't want to you can create a survey for market women, ask them those questions. Or you can go to the Association of Market Women, they are the person wearing the shoe. They can tell you where it's paining them. That's number one. And number two is that another thing that people say, I don't have money. That's why, don't say, if you have idea, first thing you do, you can use Google Form. Use Google Form. Put out those questions. Do research about the domain you are solving the problem on. And then the second thing is, how can you validate that what you are solving is a problem? You need to validate that. So how can you validate? You can use some no-code tools to do that. Okay, let's say, for example, I'll use an example. Patricia is an app, that they do Bitcoin and stuff like that. Do you know that when Patricia started business, what he did, he didn't go to build app first. He started selling Bitcoins on WhatsApp. So there are channels you can use to validate your business. Just validate it. It may work, it may not work. If it works, fine. Okay, you can now, invest in your business. Some persons are even building businesses that they can't invest in themselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Come forward. Yeah. Everybody want to get pressing question? Would they come first? I come. Okay, on behalf of Havoc Tech Hub, in partnership with Akarabo NG, right here at the Tech Hub Port Harcourt Season 4, we present this pack of Harvard Standard Akara to you. Please enjoy it, and of course, be full. Do not fail to give a follow to Havoc Tech Hub, and of course, Akarabo NG on all socials. Thank you very much. The last question.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my question is, there are so many persons that want to go into tech, but they don't know what to do, what department or what area to focus on. So what's your advice for those kind of persons?
Okay, so let me take this one, but I'll also let him to answer. I think, basically, I have an approach on how I tell people who are interested in getting to tech how to go. See, there is no information that you need that is not on the internet. True. So the first thing I tell them to do is to research the various tech stacks that exist. Now, this is my pattern. Research the various tech stacks that exist. Find the one that aligns to your personal objective, ideology, or whatever it is that you have. Or maybe your interest, by the way. Maybe you've seen that you love to draw. Maybe you're an artist. I think product design is good for you, right? That's the way I look at it, okay? So do a personal research on the various tech stacks. Try each one out. Just get a handful of one of those two things, and I think that's a way to get a balance on which one that you want. That doesn't answer your question, then maybe you should also answer as well.
Just start. What I usually, his approach is also fantastic. That's also what we do. But I will tell you, just start. Start anywhere. We are person that started with front end. But in the front end, they understood that UI and UX is their thing. That code is not their thing. Just start. Okay? With time, some persons even started with front end. And with time, they understood that they can even write better in technical writing. You understand? But just know that there's no where you start. There's no knowledge of anywhere you start. That is a waste. For example, there is if you are building anything, you will not run away from HTML. So if you have done it previously, it will also be just start. Okay, you can start from anywhere, and with time you can transition to any other part of tech that applies to you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Please put your hands together for our panelists. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Havoc Tech Hub in partnership with Accra Boy NG, I present this pack of Akara, Harvard Standard Akara to you, beautiful lady. Please enjoy this Akara and, of course, be more beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful having you on this panel. It was quite insightful. Yes, put your hands together for them, please.